Hello, amazing English learners. Welcome to a special extended episode of English Flow. I'm Jenny, and today we're exploring something that so many of you have asked about: how to practice English effectively when you're all by yourself. I know this is a challenge many of you face. Whether you're living in a non-English speaking country, juggling a busy schedule that doesn't align with language partners, or simply prefer learning alone, today's episode will transform how you practice English. Before we dive into our methods, let me share a personal story. When I was learning Japanese, I found myself in a small town where I was the only person interested in the language. For 6 months, I had no choice but to practice alone. I tried everything I could think of: talking to myself, recording my voice, practicing with movies, and when I finally visited Tokyo, something amazing happened. Not only could I communicate effectively, but native speakers were impressed by my natural way of speaking. This experience taught me that solo practice, when done right, can be incredibly powerful. Today's episode is so rich in content that we're splitting it into 2 parts. In part 1, we'll focus on building your foundation with core practice methods that you can start using today. In part 2, we'll explore more advanced techniques that will take your English to the next level. Let's begin with our first transformative method, the mirror revolution. The mirror revolution is much more than just talking to yourself in the mirror. It's about creating your own English learning laboratory. Find a comfortable spot with good lighting and a mirror where you can see your whole face clearly. What makes this method so effective is that it combines speaking practice with immediate visual feedback. You can watch how your mouth moves when you make different sounds, see how your expressions change with different emotions, and build confidence through eye contact, even if it's just with yourself. Start your mirror practice with simple greetings and expressions. Notice how your face naturally lights up when you say, "I'm excited," or how your brow furrows when you say, "That's frustrating." This awareness of your facial expressions is crucial because it helps you communicate more effectively in English. As you get comfortable, move on to telling short stories while watching yourself. You might feel silly at first. That's completely normal. But stick with it, and you'll be amazed at how your confidence grows. Let's move on to our second method, the immersive narrator. This is my absolute favorite because you can practice it anywhere, anytime, without any special equipment. The concept is simple: become the narrator of your own life. As you go about your day, describe what you're doing, thinking, and feeling in English. Start with basic descriptions like, "I'm walking to the kitchen," or "I'm choosing what to eat." Then gradually add more detail and complexity. What makes this method so powerful is that it helps you think directly in English instead of translating from your native language. When you're brushing your teeth in the morning, describe the process. "I'm squeezing the toothpaste onto my blue toothbrush. The mint smell is so fresh and clean." As you get more comfortable, add your thoughts and feelings. "I should probably buy a new toothbrush soon. This one is looking a bit worn out." Before you know it, you'll find yourself thinking in English naturally. Now let's talk about turning your smartphone into a powerful learning tool, what I call the smartphone studio. Your phone isn't just for scrolling through social media. It's your personal English teacher, available 24/7. Start by creating a daily video diary. Spend just 1 minute each morning talking about your plans for the day, then another minute in the evening reflecting on what happened. These short videos become a wonderful record of your progress, and you'll be amazed when you look back at videos from a few months ago. The voice-to-text feature on your phone can be particularly helpful. Try speaking so clearly that your phone understands every word perfectly. It becomes like a game. Can you get 0 mistakes? This practice helps you focus on clear pronunciation and natural rhythm. Plus, when you see your words appearing on the screen correctly, it gives you immediate confirmation that you're speaking clearly enough for AI to understand you, which means human listeners will understand you too. Let's begin with one of my favorite advanced methods, the reading aloud revolution. Reading silently is good, but reading aloud transforms your relationship with English. When you read aloud, you're not just understanding the words, you're feeling them, bringing them to life with your voice. Choose material that interests you. It could be a news article, a short story, or even a script from your favorite TV show. The key is to start slowly, focusing on clarity before building up speed. Begin by reading a short paragraph silently to understand the meaning. Then read it aloud slowly, paying attention to each word. As you become comfortable, increase your speed while maintaining clarity. Finally, add emotion and expression to your reading. Think of it like a performance. You're not just reading words, you're telling a story. This practice helps you develop natural rhythm and intonation, making your English sound more fluid and native-like. Next, let's explore the YouTube Response Challenge. This method turns passive YouTube watching into active English practice. Choose videos about topics you're passionate about. It could be cooking, technology, travel, or anything else that interests you. Watch the video actively, taking mental notes about points you agree or disagree with. Then, pretend you're creating your own response video. Start by summarizing the main points of the original video, then share your own thoughts and experiences. For example, if you're watching a video about productivity tips, you might say, "While I agree that morning routines are important, I found that evening preparation actually works better for me. Let me explain why." This practice helps you develop critical thinking skills in English while also improving your ability to express opinions clearly. One of our most powerful advanced techniques is what I call the problem-solving monologue. This method helps you develop the crucial skill of thinking and speaking in English simultaneously. Here's how it works. Present yourself with a challenging question or situation, then work through it out loud in English. For example, if I could design the perfect city, what would it include? Then, start exploring your thoughts naturally. Well, first, transportation is crucial. Everyone should be able to reach any part of the city within 30 minutes. That means we need an efficient public transport system. But not just trains and buses. Maybe we could have elevated bike paths throughout the city. What makes this method so effective is that it mirrors real-life situations where you need to think on your feet in English. You're not just practicing prepared speeches, you're developing the ability to form and express thoughts in real time. As you practice, you'll find yourself becoming more comfortable with complex ideas and better able to express nuanced opinions in English. Let's talk about the presentation master technique. Now, you might be wondering, how can I practice presentations alone? But that's exactly what makes this method so powerful. You can experiment and make mistakes without any pressure. Start by choosing a topic you know well. It could be your hometown, your favorite hobby, or even a dish you love to cook. Stand up. Imagine an audience in front of you and begin presenting. Record yourself on your phone and watch it back. You'll notice things you never realized about your speaking style. Maybe you use the same transition words too often, or perhaps your hand gestures don't match your words. Each time you practice, focus on improving one specific aspect. Today might be about eye contact, tomorrow about voice modulation, and the next day about using more descriptive language. Real presentation skills aren't built on stage. They're built in practice. Now, let's explore what I call the natural conversation flow method. This technique helps you break free from textbook English and develop more natural speaking patterns. Start by choosing a casual topic. Let's say coffee shops. Begin talking about your experiences, but focus on linking your thoughts naturally. You know what I love about local coffee shops? It's not just the coffee, though that's important too. It's the atmosphere. Like yesterday, I was working at this tiny cafe downtown, and the barista remembered my usual order. That kind of personal touch just makes your whole day better. The key here is to let your thoughts flow naturally from one to another, just as they would in your native language. Don't worry about perfect grammar or sophisticated vocabulary. Instead, focus on expressing your genuine thoughts and feelings. This helps you develop the kind of authentic speaking style that native speakers relate to. Let's dive into the Emotion Practice Studio. One of the biggest challenges in speaking a new language isn't just saying the words, it's conveying the right emotion. Find a comfortable space and practice expressing different emotions while saying the same simple phrases. Take a basic sentence like, "I didn't expect that." Now say it as if you're surprised, disappointed, excited, or angry. Notice how your tone, speed, and even body language naturally change with each emotion. This practice is invaluable because emotion is universal. Even if you make small grammar mistakes, people will understand your meaning if your emotional tone is right. Practice with different scenarios: giving good news, expressing concern, showing enthusiasm, or sharing disappointment. Remember, communication is about connection, not perfection. Finally, let's talk about pulling all these methods together into a sustainable practice routine. Think of these techniques as tools in your English-speaking toolkit. You don't need to use every tool every day. Instead, create a flexible schedule that fits your life. Maybe you do mirror practice while getting ready in the morning, narrate your cooking adventures during dinner preparation, and end your day with a short video diary entry. The key to success with solo practice is consistency over intensity. 15 minutes of focused practice every day will give you better results than 2 hours once a week. Keep track of your progress, not just in terms of grammar and vocabulary, but also in terms of confidence and fluency. Notice how expressing yourself in English becomes more natural and comfortable over time. Before we wrap up this special episode, let me leave you with some final thoughts. Learning to speak English well is a journey, not a destination. Every word you speak, every practice session you complete, brings you closer to your goals. Don't be afraid to make mistakes when practicing alone. These private moments are your opportunity to experiment and grow. Remember, you're not really practicing alone. You're part of a global community of English learners, all working towards similar goals. Share your progress in our English Flow community, try different methods, and find what works best for you. Your English speaking journey is unique, and these solo practice methods are tools to help you along the way. Thank you for joining me for this special extended episode of English Flow. Keep practicing, stay curious, and remember, every time you speak English, even alone, you're building the confidence and skills you need for real-world conversations. Until next time, this is Jenny reminding you that the best way to learn speaking is by speaking, even if it's just to yourself.